Let's talk about Ludicon Day 2, a board game convention in Montreal. Welcome to Brains on Games. I'm Dr. Brian McDonald. In this episode, we're going to talk about the second day of Ludicon. This is the first year of a big board game convention in Montreal. Look at how bright-eyed and bushy-tailed I am today. I actually got some sleep last night, but I'm joined today by the man of the hour. How about you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Alain Fragman. I'm the co-owner of Ludicon here in Montreal.
Ludicon, the co-owner. And what a successful event you've had.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
What an amazing day. It's just been incredible.
Right?
Yes.
You made a big announcement on day 2.
Yes, we did. We talked about next year. We've officially booked Ludicon 2025 on November 7, 8, 9. It's going to be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
And so successful this year that even bigger event next year.
Yes, we're looking
even
to
extra
expand.
Spaces.
Yes, 50% more at least, with the possibility of expansion to even the bigger rooms. So we'll see.
Okay, yeah. Wow. So it's been going like gangbusters.
Amazing.
Saturday was packed. Day 2 was wall-to-wall people. You had to look to find a game with an opening.
Yes.
Honestly. So you were lucky if you were able to find a game that was open. Your timing had to be just right. How did you get started doing this convention?
Yeah, so I met my business partner, Mario, in 2016. We were working for the same company, and we quickly found out that we were both into board games. We both love board games. I've been playing since I was a kid. I used to play Fireball Island, if you remember that game,
yep.
Little marbles and stuff like that. And in 2018, we were like, there isn't really any major convention in Montreal. Maybe we should look into something like that. So we started having discussions, business plan, all that stuff. And then in 2020, unfortunately, we had a little virus that happened, a worldwide virus, tiny one. And we had to put that on hold.
Right.
And then in 2023, winter of 2023, we started discussing again. And then we went to visit other conventions in other cities. We went to Gen Con. We went to PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. And just to form an opinion of what we wanted the convention to be like, right? Because we didn't really have a lot of experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then since December of 2023, all throughout 2024, we planned the event. And here we are today.
And it's going really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a very hard question.
Yes.
You've loved board games since Fireball Island.
Yes.
What is your very favorite board game of all time?
People ask me that all the time.
Yep.
And I do like beautiful looking games. I like thematic games.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say my favorite game is a game called Kanban EV. It's by a gentleman by the name of Vital Lacerda. You're working in a factory and you're producing, you're designing cars and grabbing logistical parts and putting them on the assembly line and testing them out. And you're trying to impress your boss.
Okay.
And trying to get as many points as you can. It's
right.
a fantastic game.
It's just like real life.
Yes, a little bit. Isn't that funny?
So beautiful games, heavy
yes.
Euros.
Yeah, I do like heavy Euros.
Yeah.
But although I do have a family, so we play family game nights. I'll play card games with my wife, and so I'm open to all. But yes, I do like those heavy games.
And you've been busy. You've been running off your feet since the beginning
yes.
of this event.
Yes.
And have you gotten to play any games since this thing started?
Yes. So the first night, we actually had a session of Blood on the Clock Tower, which is a social deduction game. If folks know werewolves, it's very similar to that. A little bit heavier. It was a 3-hour game. We were 12 in a room. In a kind of a darkish room. We actually dimmed the lights. And the person who was hosting it brought his little boom box and had some music in the background, and it was really fun.
Very dramatic.
Great experience.
Very good. I got to play a bunch of games on day 2. Not as many as on day 1. Day 1, it was games all day. And I was there until late and editing videos until 1 a.m. Day 2, I was keeping it cool a little bit. But I did spend a long time playing Crisis Protocol.
Oh, yes.
Marvel Crisis Protocol. The person who was teaching the game had this amazing painted set. The team's already made. So I spent a couple of hours playing with superheroes for a little while, which I liked. So that's a mini battling game that's sort of like Warhammer. You do you set up your teams. You have to assemble minis and paint miniatures, but you've got scenery and it's all in 3 dimensions. I'll put up some pictures of that game. So we had a good time playing that. Ended in a tie because we had to leave a little bit early because I had other games I had to play.
Not enough time. That's always the problem in board gaming.
You're running from one place to the other to get. I'm a player. I don't own the I don't own the convention, and I'm still running from one thing to the other. I did get to try a game called Cafe, which is a Portuguese game about roasting coffee beans and drying them and delivering them to cafes. And apparently it's part of a series. I didn't know. The person from ILO was telling me it's a series of games. There's an upcoming one that's about growing olives for olive oil, making olive oil.
Nice.
It's going to be a deck builder, but the cards you play will have a different impact depending on the cards that other players have played on their turn.
Oh, that's interesting.
So kind of an interesting twist on deck building. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then I learned about a game called Survive Until Daylight.
Yes, I saw that at the Asmodee booth.
Yes. Exactly right. So the Montreal arm, Flyos, again, I talked about chapters in the day one video, but I didn't get to play. I did get to see the artwork on these cards and to learn about the theme of the game. And I immediately, I did grab a collector's edition of this thing. A zombie survival card game where you're digging through dungeons, basically, and then at the end, you're crafting things to do sort of a tower defense against monsters that are coming in to take out the final survivors.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that sounds like fun.
I mean, the style of the artwork is just...
And it's a tin box.
It is a tin box. This is
nice.
one of the last few collector's editions. I couldn't resist. I just saw the art and the theme I liked. I haven't played a zombie game in a while. I'm trying to remember the last zombie game I played.
Zombicide or something like that. No.
You know what? I don't have the base game for Zombicide. I only have the Monty Python expansion that went up on Kickstarter. So I can't play. I can only admire the Spanish Inquisition. I wasn't expecting.
There's got to be a card that says "Run away."
Yes,
I'm sure
they've got it all. They've got it all in that game. And then finally, I got to play a game with Chris Monroe again, who was the first person I interviewed on day one. And Chris and I and his friends played a game called Goblin Vaults, which is a tableau building game with cards, but you're bidding on the cards that you want to add to your tableau. And if you don't win the bid, you get to keep whatever card you used to bid.
Oh, okay.
So you might get stuck with a card that you didn't want, that you were trying to unload, right? Or if you're lucky, you might win. You might try not to win in order to keep that card and put that into your vault. But what's interesting is if you do underbid, if you play a card that's lower, you have to spend a cog. Apparently goblin currency is cogs. So you spend a cog to underbid. That cog goes on the winning bid card. And when that card enters into the bidding market, it's going to give you extra cash if you decide to take that one.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's a neat little mechanic. We had a good time playing it. And a pretty quick game, honestly. But a neat twist, and it turns out I like bidding games. I only just started playing bidding games this year. Skyrise is a great one, and probably my favorite bidding game would be Skyrise. Reviving Kathmandu was the first one that I played, and I do have, but I haven't played it yet, QE, Quantitative Easing.
I've been wanting to try that actually. It's a very interesting game.
That is a crazy game.
I've heard you can bid whatever you want. You could be like $1 billion.
Unlimited currency, but if you bid too much, you can't count any points.
That's right. Yeah, so it's very interesting.
So you got to remember what everybody else bid so that you can keep track.
I'd recommend also Raw. Have you ever played that game?
I haven't played Raw.
Yes. Okay.
It was on, there was a raffle for Raw on day one.
Yes.
And I saw the big box.
Yeah.
There was a new edition or something that came up on Kickstarter. Yes, a new edition.
Yes, that's right. And they have like wooden pieces in a massive bag. It's a beautiful production.
And that's a highly rated game. That is high quality right there, Raw. And then Ankh was the second day raffle. So people are winning games. Even there's a play to win section.
There is a play to win. We have about 50 or 60 games that people can just grab on the shelf. They play it, and then all participants, whether you won or lost, it doesn't really matter. They get entered into the draw, and we're doing that drawing later this weekend, at the end of the weekend. So
nice. Well, look, we're having a great time at Ludicon 2024. Thanks so much for organizing this thing.
You're very welcome. It's for the community. I mean, we're doing it for everybody. I mean, we love games, and we were like, we don't have no event in Montreal. Let's create one.
And so you did. And it went so gangbusters that next year it's going to be even bigger.
That's right. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, if you have any questions or comments that I can forward to this fella, you can leave them in the comments section below the video, or you can email me at brian@brainsongames.ca. Brainsongames.ca is the website. That's where future episodes will go. Previous ones are already up there. Brains on Games is the X handle and the Facebook page and the Instagram feed, so we're all over the place. If you enjoyed this video, you want to be notified of future ones, you can head on over to YouTube and click that subscribe button. If people want to know more about Ludicon, where do they go?
Many places. You can go to our website at www.ludicon.ca. We also have YouTube, we've got Facebook group, we've got Instagram, and we have a newsletter, so you can sign up for a newsletter to find any information. If you want to email us as well, info@ludicon.ca.
Thanks so much for organizing this thing, Alain.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Seems like I'm a professional. All right. Oh, speaking of professional, I have a hand in my mouth.